What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to react to a video posted by JbowenDaMan about how the COD community makes Modern Warfare 3 play like trash. Before we get into it, please go check out his channel out after this video as he makes really good Call of Duty content. And if you enjoy this video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button as I post a video every day and stream at least 5 times a week. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the video and let's. So in this video, we are going to be reacting to JbowenDaMan's video on how the community makes Modern Warfare 3 play like trash, right? And I'm going to pause the video and I have some talking points, but I'm going to let him get started and we'll get right into this video. So let's get started.
Facing to you guys, probably one of the biggest reasons why Modern Warfare 3 matchmaking is such a, I guess I should say, problem. You know, obviously the skill-based matchmaking is tuned so high, so you're always versing people who are extremely competent. You know, it's always going to be extremely competitive, so on and so forth. But the mind of a lot of these competitive players when it comes to pubs is why your game-to-game basis just feels so tedious, boring, and just...
And to touch on that quick point, it is a combination of the players and the environment that the game gives you, right? So... for instance, if the game isn't made for competitive, people aren't going to play the game competitively. We'll touch a little bit more on that throughout the video, but I just wanted to make that point. Like, the player base has a big to-do on how the game is played, but the developers also have to understand that they need to make the game the way they want the game to be played. So, let's continue.
Not as engaging as it should be. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you do enjoy what you hear today, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. And last but not least, we do stream pretty much daily over on Kick, so if you guys want to check that out,
go check him out.
As well as all my other socials down in the description of this video. Alright, so I was scrolling on Twitter, and I saw a post come up on my feed here. And I honestly didn't want to believe it at first. I thought it might be a troll. It might honestly be a troll. I don't know. But, again, troll or not, this is indeed how the mass majority of the community out there nowadays thinks about your, game-to-game match in a Call of Duty. But B Solo said over on Twitter, and this is to a response on Reddit of someone talking about how they want more people to, obviously play OBJ. And B Solo responded saying, "Can't believe people actually care about this. Who genuinely cares about playing the objective in COD? Getting kills equals winning in Call of Duty. And to be honest, if you're killing the enemy, you're preventing them from playing the objective. They can't cap the flags if they keep getting killed."
Let me rewind that real quick because I really want to touch on this.
Equals winning.
This is a big point. We'll probably spend a little bit of time here. So if you guys can see that, okay, I won't read it. You guys can read it for yourself. But I want to touch on some of this stuff. So I got notes here, all right, because I really wanted to hit home on this, right? So the first thing he says, "Can't believe people actually care about this, lol. Who genuinely cares about playing the objective in COD?" So what I'm going to say and what I'm going to argue is that that's the point of the game mode, right? Let's just look at face value, whether you're playing Battlefield, whether you're playing Call of Duty, whether you're playing Overwatch, whether you're playing, Valorant. Whatever the game mode is, that's the game mode that you should be trying to play. So if you're playing domination on any game, the idea is to capture the flag, right? You capture C or A, whichever home side you spawn on, and then you go to B. You capture the flag. That's the point. When you play search and destroy, the point of the objective is to plant the bomb, right? The point of playing hardpoint is to go to the hardpoint and capture the hardpoint, right? Is to sit in the hardpoint, right? And then he goes on to say, getting kills equals winning in Call of Duty. It doesn't. Because that's why pub players don't play very well against competitive players. Because competitive players play the objective, right? And now you see the balance here, right? And this is another reason why the matches are so even, is because you have people in these skill-based matchmaking lobbies thinking that they're going to go around and kill horror, and then you have the other players playing the objective. And then he goes on to say, to be honest, if you're killing the enemy, you're preventing them from playing the objective. They can't cap the flags if they keep getting killed. Here's what I would argue, is that you're actually not, like, you're not winning. And you're not helping the game by just kill whoring. Because guess what? A team that cares about the objective more than your team is going to win 80 to 90% of the time. Okay? You will get more kills playing the objective than instead of standing nowhere near the objective and just kill whoring. Right? And so this take by Beasel, I don't know the man personally. I don't know him at all. I just see this as a tweet, and this is just a random tweet that I'm seeing and I'm reacting to. But this is the problem with Call of Duty players. When you go play domination, your goal should be to capture the flags. If you capture the flag and you play the objective, you will get more kills. But if you go into domination trying to play team deathmatch, you are not going to have a fun time. Let's continue.
And to be honest, if you're killing the enemy, you're preventing them from playing the objective. They can't cap the flags if they keep getting killed. And before we just completely summarize everything, it was another post down in the comments, which I don't really agree with, because I don't really think it's too much of a skill issue. But then, they said, nah, this is a bad take. Just say you're bad at the game. Again, definitely not bad at the game, but his response is just it's wild. He says, the classic, you're just bad line. It takes zero skill. Let me say that again. It takes zero skill to play the objective.
And this is where
you're just bad line.
This is where this really triggers me. And I'm gonna be honest, it triggers me. And I got notes for this. Okay, so he goes on to say the classic "you're just bad" line. It takes zero skill to play the objective. Let me tell y'all something. It's a lot easier to get kills in objective game modes because there are more people trying to play the objective. Hence, they're not thinking about navigating the map in a team deathmatch oriented way, right? So there is going to be a lot of more freer kills of players not necessarily paying attention. Whereas if you go to team deathmatch, people are going to know, like, okay, like, they're going to come from this side of the map, or if I just hold down this building, they have to run to me, I can kill them, like, if you think that it's easier to get kills in an objective game mode, then you're just bad at playing the objective. Because it is technically, but if you're that good and you're just bad, then just go get 50, 60, 70 kills in TDM and have fun. But you know that it's easier to get kills in the objective game modes, hence why you go play the objective game modes. So just because someone is trying to play the objective doesn't mean they're bad, right? So, and the other thing too is, I would also argue that if you're gonna be a good player and make this argument, you should be able to do both. You should be able to drop 30 plus, 40 plus kills and play the objective and win the game, right? This notion that like, oh, like I went 50 and 10 and we lost, like, bro, like you lost. Like, if I'm on the winning team and I was trying hard to win because I realized that we were losing and I beat you, I have a moment of where I was better than you in that match. Yeah, you dropped 50 kills, but you only show that you can kill people. But can you kill people around an objective? Do you know how to hold an objective? Do you know how to capture an objective? Do you know how to use different equipment to capture that objective? See my point? Let's continue.
It takes zero skill. Let me say that again. It takes zero skill to play the objective. And again, this is indeed, troll or not, this is indeed how a huge portion of the community thinks while playing Call of Duty nowadays. And it really does make matches, as horrifying as they usually are.
And again, to my earlier point, I again would argue it goes back to how the developers make the game, right? If you can combat players just kill whoring, then it wouldn't be a big deal, right? And I use capture the flag as an example. If you guys are new to this channel, I'm really tied to capture the flag. Capture the flag is dear to my heart. I love that game mode because you had to capture the flag in order to win the game. And so if I was playing someone who was kill horning, I would just avoid him, right? Because you know where people are at. So what I would do is I would just avoid him, right? And then I would just go capture the flag. And in Black Ops 2, specifically, you only had to capture the 3 flags. So you had 2 halves, first half, second half. You had to win both, game over. And you only had to capture it 3 times. So if I knew I was playing a kill war, I would easily nullify that by just capturing the flag really quickly and ending the game. You know, if you're not going to play in capture the flag, if you were going to play the objective, like I was going to torch you. And that's the problem with, you know, the developers now, is they're not making their game modes suit the game they're trying to play. As you can see, they're just trying to give everybody all these different weapons with all these attachments, with all these equipments, all these tactical equipments, all these field upgrades, and all these different perks and stuff, just so they can be super soldiers, instead of making an actual good game that benefits players that actually play the objective. And I go back to, the developer has to make the game they want to play. If they want to be an arena arcade shooter, okay, cool. Let's have some game modes in the game that warrants, or that like better play a game mode that has that. Team deathmatch, fine. Kill confirmed, fine. But domination in these games don't play very well. 1, the maps aren't good. And 2, the way that they implement all the kill streaks and all the different equipment, plus all the skill-based matchmaking surrounding it, it's hard to capture flags and actually enjoy the game of, and have tactics and thinking about the game of capture or domination. You know, so let's continue.
But to rewind real quick about saying getting kills equals winning in Call of Duty. And, you know, obviously, you know, if you're getting kills, you're preventing enemies from playing OBJ, so on and so forth. This is true sometimes, but in very competitive lobbies, this just simply isn't the case. You might be able to streak up a little bit, but I've had matches where me and, you know, a couple of other people are dropping AC-130s, chopper gunners, advanced UAVs, so on and so forth, intentionally not playing the objective. We're just obviously, you know, streaking up, wanting to pub stomp, go for a bunch of bodies, not caring about anything. And we've lost multiple times.
And that's my point. And that, I've had a match like that recently where I jumped into a match late. The guy had a chopper gunner, and I believe if I remember correctly, they were up. It was like 70 to like 20. And then like we ended the game, it was like 100, it was like 200 to like 70, 200 to 170. We were making a comeback. And that's because, you know, yes, we lost that game, but like that's, again, I tie it to, you know, you can kill her all day long, but if you don't have teammates that are playing the objective, it doesn't mean anything. And of course, in regular lobbies without skill-based matchmaking, of course, like you're going to have those games where people are playing the objective and they're kind of doing what you do, which is fair. But in skill-based matchmaking, it doesn't really work out that way because every game everybody's, you know, trying hard. But then to my other point is like, there's no, I can't combat that, right? The kill streaks don't loop. Again, the equipment I get doesn't help me as much as it should. The perks don't help me as much as it should. Like, if you think about the gloves, the glove category in Modern Warfare 3, I have one glove that does swap weapons faster. I will appreciate Call of Duty for putting an the ACS in the game, and I appreciate that. But it takes so long to pull out. You have to earn it with playing the match. I wish they would think about that as a perk. You know, perks that help you play the objective as a solo player. You know, because I don't mind if you want to kill her in a match, but don't call me trash because I'm trying to play the objective and I'm getting mad that you're kill whoring. Because it's not really necessarily you, it's the fact that you're taking advantage of a game that isn't, it's not good for both sides. It's not good for kill whoring, it's not good for playing the objective. And, you know, you just happen to get lucky that game because the players I was playing with didn't want to play the objective or kill whore. And now I'm in this la-la land of like, I'm over here sweating and trying to capture the objective, and you're over here just killing all my teammates that are kind of like bots. So, let's continue.
sucks. And, you know, it always brings up the iconic thing in the chat and saying, you know, you always see it. Oh, my God, you got a bunch of gunships and you still lost. Oh, my God, you know, advances and you still lost. You know, it causes beef every single time it happens. But it's true. If you don't play the OBJ, it doesn't matter how many bodies you get. It doesn't matter how many times you kill the opponents. There is still plenty of room for you to lose the game. And I've been on the opposite side of this as well, where obviously, you know, I play 24/7 OBJ. I'm extremely heavy on it. I'm getting, you know, kind of whooped, kind of not. I'm getting streaks, but nothing crazy like AC-130s or chopper gunners and stuff of that sort. Enemies are raining down on us, you know? 10v10, plenty of kills for them to go around, and they're just eating. But they're not playing OBJ. They're not going for flags. They're not going for the hard point. They're just eating kills. And I can still single-handedly pull the W. You know, I can say confidently that not going for OBJ hurts the overall score of the game. And yeah, you'll get some, you know, fun.
And see, and that's it right there. That's why Black Ops 2 was so good. Because there wasn't this balance of, oh, here's kill streaks, here's score streaks. If you wanted score streaks in Call of Duty, in Black Ops 2, you had to play the objective. And it incentivized more people to play the objective. And what would happen is that, like, it would have such a better balance of gameplay. Because obviously the people that were not as good as you and couldn't play the objective as well as you would get stomped. If they were as good as you, maybe a little bit worse, maybe a little bit better, it was a fun competitive match. And if they were better than you, you got rolled. You never knew what was going to happen. Now, for the most part, back in Black Ops 2 days, if you had an awareness of what's going on, how many, you know, teammates you had on your team that were good, and you knew how to play the objective, you could win majority of your matches. And there'd be that one random match where you play that guy's camping and he's got his kill streaks but he's not playing the objective. And yeah, it's a little frustrating, especially as an objective player, but I liked it because it gave me a challenge of like, okay, how do I deal with somebody who's slaying, who's not playing the objective, and but he is doing a decent job of keeping us from getting the objective because his kill streaks are killing us. But that made me adapt, and I would just destroy his kill streaks, or I would go kill him myself, or I would just avoid him and go get the objective, especially playing a capture the flag. So, you know, it doesn't help the game. And so if you have this mentality of, I'm just going to go to the objectives, or go to the objective game modes and slay out, well, don't go over there and be disrespectful and call the people that are trying to play objective trash when you're literally going over there to get easier kills and to get more kills. That's why everybody plays domination or even plays the 10v10, because it gives you more kills. Nobody wants to play TDM and go 25-5. People want to drop 60, 70, 80 kill games. So, let's continue.
On feeds and stuff like that, but personally, I think the best footage, the best gameplay, is when the person you're watching is, you know, working around the objective. Either mowing down people around it, hopping on to try to get points, you know, so on and so forth, using their tacticals, lethals to try to, you know, make plays. And
that brings up another good point too, is like, again, talking about the developers making the game. They need to put more stuff in the game. You know, they need to highlight, you know, like how like other games do, but do it in a Call of Duty fashion, you know. This player had the most captures, this player had the most defends, or overall this player, you know, have a percentage thing where it calculates the percentage of this player was the best OBJ player in the lobby, this player was the best slayer in the lobby, you know, like have those stats, you know, highlight, you know, maybe the best flag capture. This person got, you know, kind of like World War II, where they highlight the best play, not the last kill cam. You know, if I get a kill or double kill or triple kill on a flag, I should get the kill cam of the final game, and it should give me player of the game for that. I should get player of the game for having the play of the game or player of the game. There should be that. Highlight that when it comes to winning these games. You know, obviously they should still highlight the Slayer because it's still part of the game. And I do understand people that can kill whore because maybe in their team aspect, they're the kill whore. And that's okay. They're the Slayer. They're the ones that get the most kills. That's fine. But just prioritize the objective player a little bit more, and maybe you can even win both. That's what should be the thing. You win both. If you win both, bro, you played an awesome game that game. Let's continue.
Personally, I think the best players are the ones who can juggle playing OBJ
Absolutely.
with going ahead and fragging out. Because, again, when you're on OBJ, you are at the hottest spots. A lot of the players that, be solo are, basically saying it is like, getting kills, not having to play OBJ, working around, so on and so forth. They're getting tons of kills. They're streaking like no tomorrow. But from what I personally observe, again, I haven't seen anything from B Solo, and I haven't seen gameplay. I'm talking about from my personal experience in game, from the players who do play like that, who are streaking out on the enemy team and not caring about OBJ. They're always playing away from OBJ. They're always playing in smart locations.
Yes.
And again, that can get you a lot of frags. Playing in very good spots that you can kill people going up towards the OBJ, but again, you're also in very safe locations as well, where you're not risking it that much to go ahead and be by the objective in the hot zone, where everything is heated, tons of lethals, tacticals, everything flying in, enemies constantly swarming through from all different locations, from your flank, left or right up in your face, so on and so forth. I think the best gameplay is when you can watch a player work through those moments. It's fun watching someone frag out from afar, but seeing an individual be able to frag out and play OBJ at the same exact time, I personally think is the most entertaining, because there's so many variables involved. There's so many different things being thrown at you. It's kind of like why everybody's leaving these 6v6 arcade experiences for Warzone. Everybody's saying that 6v6 is boring. It's the same thing over and over and over. There's nothing different, and Warzone provides a bunch of random experiences.
I disagree, with that premise. Not saying that he's wrong, but I would say this: the people that say Call of Duty is boring and then they're going to Warzone, I think what's happening is because the maps are bad. The how do I say this? The emphasis on playing the objective is not there. People are going into these 6v6s thinking, I'm going to try to get 50, 60, 70 kills. You're not going to get that because the way the game is made. The maps are bad. Skill-based matchmaking, of course. Kill streaks don't loop, so you can't just stay on a kill streak. The game is working against you. And so when you go to Warzone, what you're getting is a different fulfillment. You don't go to Warzone and get 60 kills. You go to Warzone because it's a battle royale, and the way the game mode is played is to be the last one survived. It's a totally different aspect of the game. Yes, of course, you want to get as many kills as you can throughout that game, but you would rather at that point, because it's not a game mode that requires you to quote-unquote play the objective. It's just you and your body, and all you have to do is survive. So that's you killing enemy opponents or you avoiding enemy opponents. That is very simple for everybody to understand, and that's why it's so successful in this realm these days, is because it takes away the extra task at the game that you don't have to worry about, right? Even though people don't like Team Deathmatch because it's too slow, it's boring, or you don't give it enough kills, Warzone adds a anxiety, a pressure factor of okay, we have to be the last one. But what it does is it forces everybody to a point. So again, kind of like an objective, where people go to the B because that's where the main middle of the map is, and to capture the flag, you have the circle closing in on you. So it's forcing everybody to go to the same circle and forcing gunfights, right? The problem is like I said, the publishers aren't doing that in the 6v6 game modes. There's no reason for people to go to B, and if they don't care to win, because there's no incentive to win. It's all personalized. Camo challenges, see how many kills you can get. Boom.
matches, and it's true, you know, when you're playing a battle royale, that was always the main selling point of it. A lot of people have turned it into just fragging out and going crazy, but back when it was first being introduced, it was because, you know, the hype came from anything can happen. Every moment is special. Every moment is unique. And, you know, there's so many different things that can just pop up out of nowhere that can make you have to change.
And he's right. That's another thing is, like, the randomness of the fights are there too, right? Like, where you drop, to the buildings you have to navigate, to where people shoot you from, like, that's all random. And it's fun because you can evade death in a Warzone type setting easier than you can in this. In a 6v6, there's kind of certain lanes, and you're always gonna kind of know where they get shot from, so you're kind of gonna just be like, that was kind of annoying, I don't like that line of sight, you know, I didn't see him, he saw me type deal. And then it starts to get repetitive because you die to the same line of sight because it doesn't change. You can't avoid it. It's part of the map. So let's continue.
How you play from you know, a minute-to-minute basis, even a second-to-second basis, and that's entertaining. But that also happens in 6v6. It's just nobody, one, doesn't want to play OBJ game modes. Everybody sticks with TDM and kill confirm, and kill confirm is definitely better than TDM. But let's be honest, in those game modes, yes, you are just playing for frags. That's it. You know, there's not really much other thought process besides, you know, getting kills and do not die. Those are the strict guidelines, you know? That's one, a lot of people avoid those game modes and play TDM. And two, when they do play OBJ game modes, they avoid the actual objective, what they're supposed to be doing in that mode itself, which is where all those variables happen. If you're off in the distance stacking up kills and going for streaks, that's phenomenal. But again, like I said, that takes away from a huge chunk of what makes those OBJ game modes fun and entertaining. There's so many different things going on if you want to hop on the B flag. Again, you're going to get grenades flying at you 24/7, stuns flying at you all the time, and watching someone streak up in that situation while people are constantly swarming in and trying to pick them off. Again, players also from afar trying to streak up like that, who are also going to be trying to pick you off of the B flag. Watching someone maneuver that situation is very entertaining. And again, I don't think... he said, I still can't believe he said that it takes 0 skill to play the objective. I'll flash it up again for you. It takes 0 skill to play the objective because, like I said, that type of gameplay, I think, once again, takes the most skill. But to go ahead and summarize, this right here is one of the biggest reasons why your matches, or why a lot of these matches, don't feel consistent anymore. It's because players play exactly like this. If everybody did want to go ahead and engage with the OBJs and have fun with the OBJs, your match-to-match gameplay wouldn't be so shabby. But a lot of hardpoint matches and domination matches are filled with people who don't want to go to the objective. They simply want to stay away and do their own.
And honestly, that's why I stopped playing it after Black Ops 2.
It's a playstyle that people enjoy.
To his point, I stopped playing hardpoint after Black Ops 2 because once Black Ops 2 moved on, because remember, Black Ops 2, you would get scored for being in the hardpoint. Once they took that away, because obviously the next Call of Duties didn't have that, it becomes not fun anymore because there's no incentive to be on the objective.
We're playing the game for, you know, they paid money for the game, so they're going to play it how they want to, but I'm going to tell you that that is one of the causes on why these games and matches play so tedious. Because you'll have games where you will win. You know, you'll go like 200 to like, you know, 10 or 20 on the enemy team, but they'll be fragging out, and it's a tedious, boring game, right? You know, it's just tons of enemy streaks coming in and tons of, you know, things happening. You're dying a bunch, but you win so easily. And matches like those are so boring because, you know, you caught a dub, but at what cost? You know, you could have stayed back, you could have played like the other players and went for bodies, but then the match would have went to time limit. Nobody would have won the game probably. If someone won, it would have been by like a few handful of points because nobody's hopping on the OBJ. And again, I don't feel like those are the most engaging matches. If more people gravitated towards the objectives and played the objective, when you get streaks, when things go on, it feels more rewarding. It feels entertaining, even when you're on the enemy team.
You guys let me know in the comments below. I have plenty of gameplay from Black Ops 2 where I'm playing the objective and continuously getting streaks. And it was fun and exciting, and it keeps you engaged. It keeps you wanting to play the game. And now these games, they just like, you get on flag, you're dead instantly.
It just feels more genuine. But of course, this is all opinion based. I would love to know what you guys think down in the comment section. How do you feel about OBJ when it comes to Call of Duty games? Do you guys think it's a pointless thing to go for, or do you think that it's useful? Again, I understand both sides. I know people love going for kills, and that's mostly it. But again, you got TDM, and even in Kill Confirmed, you can pull that off. I don't really understand the whole point of not wanting to play OBJ in Domination and Hardpoint, because again, I feel like that's where all the fun is. That's where all the action is. That's where all the intense engagements are. And a lot of people say it gets slow, boring, and dull, but I always think it's the people who say that are the ones who don't go towards the action. I don't know. Again, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. But as always, leave a like if you...
Alright, we'll stop it there. Hey, if you guys enjoy this reaction video, please leave a like, and please leave a like on the video. I will do more if you guys want me to react to another, video. But, hey, to sum everything up, listen, if you think that playing the objective is pointless, that's fine. Go play TDM. Go play Kill Confirmed. But I would also argue that you need to understand that your skill is defined by how well you played during a win. Let's not understand that winning is important. Let's not understand. Let's not forget that winning is important. You can have a 2.5 KD and a 50-10 win-loss, 50-10 to KD ratio. But if you lose and I'm on the other team, you're going to hear about it. And honestly, as much as I want my KD to be good, because I do take pride in being able to have a decent match. Like, I don't want to go 14-25 with 10 captures. I want to go 25-10 with like 7 captures and like 15 defends. Like, I want to be on the objective defending my flag, kill whoring on the flag. If you're going to kill me, you need to come to the point and kill me. People that play the objective are not trash. If you say that OBJ takes no skill, you obviously don't want to play the objective. And you think that it's easier to get kills in objective game modes because people are playing the objective and you don't have to go to the objective. That's my 2 cents. That's my thoughts. You guys let me know in the comments below what y'all think. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you guys haven't already, check out my other videos. I post every day. I live stream at least 5 times a week. And with that being said,